Good morning. Want to say what's going on with you this Sunday morning. It's your boy, Lawrence Lane. Some you love, some you hate. Whatever the problem or situation is, it's okay. So, look, Walmart, they are closing stores in different areas. And I was, following a conversation that I had with a fellow friend of mine. And most, most of the Walmarts that are closing are in urban communities. Listen, we have set the bar so low for our youth that we ourselves do not recognize the damage that we are doing to our own community. The reason most of the Walmarts are closing is because of the theft. We have to leave our community where money can support that area to go to another community where they get it. There are certain things that surrounds the way that our culture thinks and operates that are hurting us. But we're really quick to identify those injustices when other people are doing them. But we ourselves, we don't do what I call a self-check. From the words of the great moonwalker Michael Jackson, look at the man in the mirror. It just don't happen there. It starts in so many areas. That first stakeholder is the parents. It's amazing to me. When your child is arrested, you're out there and you want to call injustice, you want to sue, you want to do all these little different things. But you don't take the time to prevent those things from occurring. Yes, it's very difficult to raise a child and work and create a home. That's the excuse many of us we shout. And that's exactly what it is. Because that's not a problem for anyone but the parent. You chose to have that baby. You chose to have that child. It's your responsibility to make sure that that child grows into a positive person. Listen, there's systems out here that we are not going to change. But the change that we can control, the things that we can do, it starts with us. It starts by implementing good behavior, good skills, caring. But most of all, let's start with this compassion and love and respect. If we start those things in our homes, then it would make it less difficult for our children to maneuver in this world. Listen, a lot of us don't have the resources that money has been able to provide some of the others. That's why the distance between our children and other children, it keeps expanding. Listen, we have to stop this. I am committed to making a difference in a child's life if I just affect one. There's different organizations and programs out here, but they are nothing unless you get the support of the parents. That first stakeholder starts with the parent. They are the first stakeholders. There's so many areas of improvement that we need. Where do you start? It's unbelievable what we allow other individuals, other corporations, and our government to impose in our communities through the same manipulations. Number one, the biggest problem that we have is we don't believe that voting matters. If it did not matter, why do you think they work so hard to stop you from voting? The people that laid down their lives so that we can have the rights that we have today, they knew that voting mattered. And right then was when the war started, because those powers that be, they knew moving into the future, if their children If their children were going to have a future and stay in control, then they needed to make sure that they put systems in place to prevent ours from achieving those same goals. Now, that's not everybody. I'm not going to include everybody in this, but there are mindsets that think that they are superior because of a skin color. Not all. And I'm not going to use the cliche, some of my best friends. No. Or I have friends. No, I'm not going to do that. It's a mindset. Because at the end of the day, when we do decide to take that great dirt bath, we all go back to dust. But it's the way that we process information, what we allow others to influence us with. It's about being in control of your emotions. But most of all, it's about loving. And that's the one thing that we suffer from, our inability to love others, because we are so strung out on loving ourselves. But to give, with these holiday seasons coming up, I'm going to say it again, but to give, it just does not surround the holidays. You need to put back in your community and our youth every single solitary day. I have found that this has been the hardest thing. When you don't seek anything, when you don't have a hidden agenda, you're at the mercies of those that do, because they're going to judge you only by what they think in their head. I have been lied on, misrepresented. Oh my goodness. And at that point, I've gotten to the point where I don't worry about that. I'm going to keep moving forward to try to establish a pathway for our young. That's my mission. That's my purpose. But people, and I'm talking to my people, we got a long way to go. Stop expecting everybody else to save you. Take responsibility for your own actions. Have a sense of pride. It's very difficult to look at yourself and say, I need to change, but that's the only way change is going to occur. It starts with yourself. When I come out against different organizations or school systems, it's not to create a problem, it's to encourage them to do better. It's amazing to me. If I was to say a person in authority does not do their job correctly or do it well, I'm attacking the person. No, I'm attacking your job. Just like any other stakeholder in a community, which I am, which I pay taxes for, I expect in return quality resources. I expect you to do what you were put there to do. But we are so caught up in friendships and cliques that our children are sacrificed because of a relationship that we have with that person of authority. That's what's wrong with our whole system. We can't agree to disagree or motivate others by saying, listen, I love the person that you are, but I don't like the work that you're doing. That's not an attack. That's an observation. Now, if I'm wrong, then prove it. Your body of work speaks for itself, no matter who you are. Our school systems, our public school systems are limited resources, where a lot of the curriculum is controlled by our government because they know that a lot of the parents, they don't have the time or the mindset or really the concern to make a change. Again, our children suffer. Our communities where you see houses and different things and they're left abandoned, and we don't say to that neighbor, cut your grass, make sure you pick up trash. Our children learn that that's a low bar that they have to meet. When you allow these things, they become the norm. And then you're stereotyped because of them. And that's exactly what's happening to some of us. Not all of us, but those that are in a certain bracket, financial bracket. I don't care what amount of money you make. There should be an integrity. There should be protocols. There should be respect that you have for your own. Look, I'm going to stay on this. It is not because of anything that I'm trying to prove for Lawrence Lane, but I don't see enough people speaking up and telling the truth. They'll know that certain things are occurring, but because of their friendship, because they don't want to rock the boat, because of the way things have been done, they don't speak up. This is more than just about an organization. It's about our young people. It's about growth. It's about our future. I'm going to keep on going, and I'm going to do everything within my power to change the lives, if nothing but one child. I'm looking for organizations to partner with, because I do know longevity is not something I have control over. And after I cross over, I would love to have someone that I could donate my body of work to. I'm yet to find that. I've yet to find that. Because everybody thinks about a hidden agenda. I have one agenda. Well, no, I have two agendas that are priority to me. First, God, and then to make a change before I leave here in a young man or young woman's lives. If I only get one, then that's a seed for the future. And maybe that person, because he has more time, maybe he'll have more resources, will make a change for another life and another. And maybe that too will grow into a community. But if we don't do something soon, there will be nothing left for us to do. It will all be done for us, but according to their vision and their plan and their future that they see for us. I'm not going to tell you that this is about black and white. I think that that's a myth. It is. And what I mean by that is simply this. Is there racism? Of course there is. There's been racism all of our lives. It's unbelievable. There's racism inside of races. Okay, light-skinned people against dark-skinned people, white people against black, the South against the North. It's always going to be differences that other people do not want to understand. So how can I say I love the Lord and not love every single solitary person on this earth, whether they agree with me or not? And that's a challenge that I have to face daily to make sure that I step up my game. But I'm looking for men out there. I'm looking for women out there that care. Let's come together. I got an open door. I'm begging, please, please, let's make a difference in some of these young folks' lives. We're not going to change everything, but that's no reason to give up. Join me with Truth and Vision. Let's stop some of the negative things that are happening in our lives and our communities. Hey, listen, this is just my community. This is Lawrence Lane. This is just my opinion. Hopefully, you'll understand it, and it might become yours as well. Hey, have a good week. I'm out.